I've been elected now for 9 years. It has gone by pretty fast. For me, to be able to move up from city council to the state level to federal government in 1 year, I had served in all 3 positions, was a record that we broke. I grew up in Southern California, surrounded by freeways, highways, bridges, cargo, containers, and so on. And so I picked an area that is not traditionally something exciting that women talk about, transportation. You tend to see women on education and health, but I found that it was an integral part of my community. It was a way for us to have jobs, and it was key for the success in my district. We introduced the legislation last year at the end of the session, knowing that the Congress would not take action on it, but we did it to put out a draft so that the various stakeholders could see it, provide us feedback. And then we spent the entire summer meeting with all these stakeholders to share with them the bill, the details of the bill, and those folks came back to us with many things that they wanted us to consider that we incorporated. For example, instead of 80% of the money going for transportation, now it's 90%, so we increased that. Instead of a container fee that would have left out many of the other key items that really should be paying their fair share, like automobiles, liquid things that are transported that are not in containers, but are in a different type of vehicle. So now all of those would pay at the same point, which is at U.S. Customs. One more point that I think is important to talk about with the Movement Act. Some people are concerned that if we have this nationwide fee, will this make us not competitive? And will this give ports like Panama or Mexico or Prince Rupert a greater advantage over us? And the answer is no, because the shippers and the owners of the goods would have to pay at the point of entry. So that's whether they enter in a land port or whether they enter in on a seaport. We are going to need serious consideration of revenue. These are tough times, and that's why the initial recommendation of increasing the gasoline tax is going to have a tough time gaining significant traction. Because for folks who are already paying 18 cents or on trucks 20, 21 cents, to go more than that is just not particularly feasible. And so what we're trying to do is figure out for those who are utilizing the roads in a different way, that they should pay their share, and there has not been a disagreement to that. Right now, our top issues that we've been dealing with are the 2 wars that we're currently participating in, healthcare, and in energy policy. And then soon after that comes education. And what we've got to do is ensure that transportation is in that top 2 or in that top 3. And that we see, when you look at the success of the New Deal and years before, we didn't get out of that depression by the things only limited of what we're doing with the stimulus. We got out of that by getting people working again. And I think it's going to take us doing that again. We made a modest investment in the stimulus, and many members of the Transportation Committee were very frustrated and expressed our concern to both the administration and to our own leadership about the lack of more money that should have been spent on the transportation section. But this was the key point, and I don't know how much your folks have heard about it. But we also have to earn the respect. And what I mean by that is the reason why we didn't get more money is because the economists said that we couldn't spend more money within that period of time that we were trying to stimulate. And that was wrong. But what we have to show is that, yes, we can get through the permitting process. Yes, we can go out to bid in a timely fashion. Yes, we can hire people and get people working right away. So there's kind of, it's not just about them, it's about us too. We are clearly in tough times, but consistently voters have gone to the polls, American people, and have said transportation is a priority. They see the damages and the aging of our infrastructure, and they're willing to put 1 cent, 2 cents, 5 cents to be able to improve that. And so I think they do get it, which is why they've given us the confidence that they have. What they don't get and what they won't continue to accept is that when they give us that confidence and that trust, they expect us to do right by it. And that's where we have to step up to the plate.